The Global Food Security Index measures food security by considering affordability, accessibility, and how safe and nutritious the available foods across 113 countries are. For 2 consecutive years, Singapore has topped the GFSI. How can a city-state such as Singapore do so? The high score is due to our affordable foods and high food safety standards. However, we import 90% of our foods, making our food security vulnerable. To mitigate this reliance, Singapore has coined a vision known as 30 by 30. What is 30 by 30? Let's hear from our Minister, Mr. Masagos Zulkifli.
Today, I would like to focus on our Grow Local strategy. Local production will reduce our reliance on imports and buffer the impact of overseas supply disruptions. That is, to locally produce 30% of Singapore's nutritional needs by 2030. 30 by 30.
Local farms are supported by the government to ensure high food use on our limited land. Technologies such as LED lights, vertical farming, and automated seeding machines are adopted to increase productivity and efficiency. Only by increasing local produce, the sustainability of food available in Singapore will be longer. According to the United Nations, Singapore is facing an aging population, and it is predicted that elderly aged 65 and above would hit 40% by 2050. A recent survey conducted on community-dwelling Singaporeans aged 55 and above showed that 30% of them are found to be undernourished. Mr. Yong Choi is an elderly Singaporean aged 80. Like Mr. Yong Choi, there are many elderly suffering from dysphagia or swallowing impairment. Dysphagia is a clinical symptom that refers to swallowing difficulty. Inappropriate food consumption may increase the risk of choking and aspiration, which potentially leads to life-threatening pneumonia. Because of their medical condition, they can only consume dysphagia diets, such as minced or even pureed foods. They no longer be able to savor foods that they used to enjoy in their younger days, such as Singapore's favorite local dish called Yong Tau Fu. In Singapore, hunger is no longer the concern of foods. However, as this competition is known as Food Science Students Fighting Hunger in a Changing World, we decided to develop a product to address the hidden hunger for Singapore elderly suffering from dysphagia. To confirm our thoughts that elderly with dysphagia is suffering from hidden hunger, we interviewed Miss Gladys Chu, our lecturer who used to work as a dietitian in Tan Tock Seng Hospital.
Yes, elderly with dysphagia is facing nutrition issues. This is no doubt. In the dysphagia diet, is very often of time is lacking of nutrients, which probably due to the dilution and nutrient loss from the tedious meal preparations process. And this compromise the diet quality and potentially lead to hidden hunger and eventually malnutrition in the elderly with dysphagia.
After brainstorming, we have finalized as a group to develop a puree form of bell pepper yong tau fu. Puree food are categorized as level 4 on the IDDS eye chart that can be held with a spoon but will drop when tilted.
Improve the nutritional quality needs, we fortify it with protein, calcium, and dietary fiber. To help support the local produce as well as to reduce the number of carbon footprint, we choose to use the locally farmed catfish as well as the locally grown round Chinese spinach.
So let's now make a trip to Opal Resources to see how an urban fish farm rearing catfish entirely on land looks like. We will also listen to the views of Mr. Alex Sell, the Managing Director of Opal Resources, on using his catfish for a product meant for dysphagic elderly.
As our product are made for the elderly or patients with dysphagia, do you foresee any problems serving to them?
I believe this is a good fish for them. First, it's affordable, it's healthy, and good nutrition. And also, very important, if it's local produce, there's no antibiotics, there's no toxic chemical in urban farm. The catfish I'm talking about doesn't have any fine worms.
Oh,
yeah,
so it's quite safe for them.
Yeah. So we can, old people, they have some difficulty in chewing, that kind of thing. So, and then having fish with a lot of bone may not be a good thing for them.
It can be a concern.
Yeah. But this fish is okay.
Now, let's see how Chinese spinach is grown in Singapore. Chinese spinach is a highly demanded green leafy vegetable that is well adapted to tropical climates. According to the spokesman from Wangsheng Vegetable Farm, the seeds take about 1 week to grow to seedlings and about 3 weeks to reach harvesting stage for sale in the local market. Back in the lab, we need to blast freeze the catfish fillets sponsored by Opal Resources. We place them on stainless steel trays before transferring them to blast freeze at -40 degrees Celsius for quick freezing. After freezing, we pack them into polyethylene bags for storage in the cold room. Now, let's take a look at how we produced our Sing Yong Tau Fu. First, we wash and drain the vegetables. Next, we will weigh and prepare all the ingredients for processing. For Xingyong Tofu, we will be using Stefan UMC5 for both pureeing and pasteurization. Wave cut knife with higher shearing forces was chosen to facilitate size reduction process. To make catfish puree, we will load all the ingredients into the machine, set, vacuum, and start the pureeing and pasteurization process to ensure that the product temperature is greater than 80 degrees Celsius. This is a critical control point which aims to destroy pathogenic microorganisms, making it microbiologically safe for consumption. Likewise, we do the same for the processing of the bell pepper spinach puree. Next, we will load the bell pepper puree into a dispensing machine incorporated with strainer. Straining is another CCP for pureed foods as it will ensure no lumps or underprocessed solid food particles are present. Presence of this may increase the risk of choking and aspiration in people suffering from dysphagia. After straining, the bell pepper puree is dispensed into a bell pepper-shaped silicone mold. After molding, a spoonful of bell pepper puree was removed to mimic the hollow portion of original bell pepper and facilitate the stuffing or layering of the catfish puree. This is similar to the preparation of the traditional bell pepper yong tofu, as the stuffing process are both done manually. After molding, the Xingyong tofu is sent to the blast freezer immediately to minimize microbial growth. After blast freezing, it is demolded and ready for packaging. Vacuum skin packaging was chosen for Xingyong tofu. With support from Sealed Air Singapore, we use the Alma packaging machine with Cryovac Simple Steps barrier film. Cryovac Simple Steps solution offers easy to open, stay cool handles, and steam-assisted technology that serves as a universal packaging that offers convenience to the elderly. Window-in-the-fuse packaging design was used to allow consumers to have a sneak peek of what's inside. Xingyong tofu was sent for nutrient analysis. It was found to have 11.4 grams of protein, 472 milligrams of calcium, and 4.1 grams of fiber per 100 gram of product. Hence, it is high in protein and calcium while providing a source of fiber. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, instead of elderly in nursing homes, we recruited panelists aged 50 years and above working at Nanyang Polytechnic for sensory evaluation. A semi-structured interview style was adopted. Now let's hear from our panelists.
I think more real and more realistic. Like those old people, of course, they eat on body, will remind, the memory that comes, oh, I eat at this store, something like that, you know. So it will help them recall the things they eat.
这比较美。
这个比较好，这个比较好。就是一个我看这个比较好吃一点啊，这个比较好吃啊。
这样 OK， 这个可以，这个可以，老人家可以。
刚好。
所以你觉得好吃吗
？OK 啦，
好啊，病人吃起来是应该很好的。
Quite tasty. I can taste a little bit of like pepper or spiciness.
不必了，这样如果老人家吃还可以，这样可以，可以再看一次。因为老人家不香软，比较不可以。看起来这个很美丽，这个
OK， 整体来说真的 OK， 那个味道也是刚刚好。
Quite nice as well. You see me eating. Quite nice. Alright.
Thank you.
Nice.
The result was encouraging with taste and appearance falling close to the just about right category. 88% of the panelists has rated the overall acceptability between like moderately and like extremely. With the data and product, let's hear the comments from Ms. Gladys again.
So do you think this product concept is feasible in the market and will help address the hidden hunger or insufficient nutrient intake for the dysphagia elderly?
Yes, definitely. I think this product concept is feasible as the consistency will meet the relevant safety guidelines is first thing. And besides, the presentation of this product is pleasant. Yeah, and furthermore, the food fortification can optimize nutrients that elderly is constantly lacking. So I think this product concept can potentially prevent hidden hunger and insufficient nutrients intake.